今日係呢個月份第一個嘅主日。
Today is the first Sunday worship of September.
我哋第一個主日咧，我哋會從聖經裏邊睇唔同嘅異象。
The first Sunday worship of each month, I have been looking into the different versions.
過去我哋嘗試從以西結書嘅裏邊睇咗幾個嘅異象。
We have studied several visions from the book of Ezekiel.
今日開始咧，我哋會喺使徒行傳嘅裏邊會睇3個唔同嘅異象。
Starting from this month, we will study 3 visions from the book of Acts.
咁今日咧，我哋會睇一個喺使徒行傳一個好特別嘅異象，叫做大馬色嘅異象。
We will study the vision of Damascus from the book of Acts.
如果你有留意最近咧喺新聞咧，好多時世界好多唔同地方都發生地震。
When you pay attention to the news, there have been different earthquakes happening in different parts of the world.
前排日本發生地震。
The earthquake happened in Japan.
台灣發生過幾次地震。
And also happened in Taiwan.
好多時好似個地震嘅情況好頻密。
There's the frequency of earthquake have been the happening of earthquake have been very frequent right now recently.
有時可能突然之間嚟嘅地震，好多人生命甚至財產損失。
When the earthquake comes, there's life and worth have been lost.
如果地震之前，我哋能夠知道，你想唔想
？We can predict the earthquake. Do you want to able to do that?
你想唔想？Do you want? No， 唔想。真嘅真啦，震死佢先啦。有啲嘅科學家裏邊咧，去觀察好多時喺地震前嘅時候咧，自然界裏邊有一啲嘅情景或者有啲嘅現象嘅出現。
And some scientists observed that before the earthquake happened, some natural event happened.
特別啲動物裏邊咧，佢有一啲好唔尋常嘅活動或者表現會出現。
Especially they observed that there may be abnormal behavior of some animals.
睇過一個報道裏邊講到，當地震之前會有啲嘅馬，佢就會不斷喺度揼地。
Some studies have reported that before the earthquake, some animals like horse, they will keep stab their foot on the floor.
有啲嘅報道又話啲烏龜、啲海龜佢會突然之間會生蛋，甚至嗰啲從來唔生蛋嗰啲突然都會生蛋。
And also they observe that some turtle will lay their egg even though it's not the season.
呢啲嘅唔同嘅表現，可能係預測到1-2個禮拜後，或者好瞬間嘅情況會有地震嘅出現。
Seem those normal behavior of the animal is able to predict there is earthquake or some natural disasters coming.
啲科學家去了解點解，因為科學家估計可能啲動物會感覺到地殼嘅裏邊嗰種嘅唔同嘅壓力嘅變化。
So the scientists believe that the animal is able to realize the movement of the Earth's surface.
其實如果人能夠捕捉呢啲嘅情景，
we human can also capture all those movement.
人能夠去逃避嗰啲嘅地震，其實可能係幫助人喺性命或者一啲嘅財產裏邊嘅保護。
We can predict the earthquake by that, and we can also avoid the loss of life and wealth because of those earthquakes.
但係好多時人雖然自然界有一個咁樣嘅警號，但係人往往會忽略咗呢啲嘅警號。
However, there seem to be some alert from the natural event, but people neglect or ignore those events.
弟兄姊妹，如果啲警號讓你喺你眼前睇見，你有冇留意或者會唔會忽略呢？
With those alert or those events happen in front of you, will you ignore them or you neglect them?
詩篇第19篇，大衛咁樣形容諸天去述說神嘅榮耀，穹蒼傳揚神嘅手段。這日到那日發出言語，這夜到那夜傳出知識。
In Psalm 19, they said the heaven declare the glory of God, the sky proclaimed the word of his hand. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they display knowledge.
大衛去觀察，去表達，原來佢留意到神透過自然界向人發出一啲嘅訊息。
They will also observe that God through the natural event have sent alert or message to us.
我哋有冇留意定係忽略咗？
Did we pay attention to them or we just neglect them?
今日我哋睇《使徒行傳》第9章，
Today we study the book of Acts chapter 9.
裏邊講到一個人叫做掃羅。
It mentioned a man called Saul.
如果你熟悉聖經嘅時候，你會知道掃啲位嘅掃羅就係日後嘅保羅。
Actually, Saul is the same person as Paul, the Apostle Paul.
呢個人佢喺人生嘅前部分嘅時候，去為佢嘅宗教去發熱心，甚至去逼迫好多信耶穌嘅人。
So in the early life of Paul, he's so engaged in his religious belief and he persecuted lots of Christians.
但係《使徒行傳》第9章記載佢經歷過一件嘅事情。
And in Acts 9, it recorded what happened to Paul.
喺佢準備捉拿基督徒嘅路上裏邊，主耶穌向佢顯現。
On his way to catch more Christians, so Jesus Christ appeared to him.
佢見到神嘅光，
He saw the light.
佢聽到神嘅聲音。
Paul can even hear the voice of God.
佢亦都經歷之後嘅時候，佢睇唔見嘢。
He also experienced he lost his sight.
佢突然之間一個好大嘅打擊。
This is such a struggle or attack for him.
但係就係因為呢個嘅突然間嘅轉變，扭轉佢嘅人生。
But this sudden change has convert or transcends his life.
本來一個攻擊基督徒嘅人，成為一個幫助基督教或者去推動整個基督教發展嘅一個人。
So Paul had been the person who persecuted the Christian, but after that, then he changed or converted himself into the one who followed God.
唔單止係當時嘅世代，
Not just Paul have impact on those time, old
喺
time.
歷世歷代嘅人都被佢嘅言論所影響住。
Even people in different time and different generation have been impacted by
Now-
the work he wrote, or the letter he wrote.
今日我哋嘗試從《使徒行傳》嘅第9章大馬色呢個異象嘅當中，我哋從3個嘅角度裏邊睇一睇呢段經文。
Today, when we study the Acts chapter 19, we see this message in three different angle or aspect.
因為我哋相信呢個嘅經歷唔單止祝福掃羅日後嘅保羅，甚至祝福歷世歷代嘅人，包括你同我。
Because I believe the experience of Saul and how he was impacted by that, we will also have impact on us.
如果我哋能夠捕捉呢段經文裏邊一啲重要嘅信息，
We can catch or understand the key point of this passage.
如果你留意呢段經文一開始嘅時候強調掃羅，
So in the early of this passage, the emphasis on Saul.
掃羅喺大馬色嘅路上，佢準備做乜嘢？
So on the way to Damascus, what Saul was prepared to do?
原來《使徒行傳》嘅第9章第1到第2節裏邊，將掃羅嘅之前嘅計劃做咗一個嘅總結。
So verse 1 and 2 summarize what Saul's intention was during that time.
佢講咗佢嘅時候，掃羅係咩啊？向主嘅門徒口吐威嚇、兇殺嘅話。
So Saul was still breathing out murderous threat against the lost disciples.
佢去到大祭司嘅面前求一啲嘅文書，準備去大馬色嘅國會堂裏邊捉拿嗰啲信奉耶穌嘅人。
So Saul went to the high priest and asked for the letter to in Damascus, and so he can find any there who belongs to the way, where the moment he may take them as prisoner to Jerusalem.
如果我哋用今日嘅言語，我哋可以點樣形容當日嘅掃羅？
So we used modern words how we can describe the Saul.
掃羅可以成為今日裏邊所形容嘅一啲嘅宗教狂熱嘅分子。
Actually, Saul can be described as a religious fanatic during that time.
如果你留意嘅時候，第9章嗰種嘅形容唔係第9章佢先至係咁樣喎。
Actually, it's not just chapter 9 mentioned about Saul, but also before that.
使徒行傳嘅第7章形容到史提反嘅殉道。
So chapter 7 of Acts mentioned about the death of Stephen.
史提反嘅殉道之後嘅時候咧，記載咗有一個嘅人站在旁邊。
After the death of Stephen, there's a person, a witness, stand aside.
嗰個人叫做掃羅。
And the young man named Saul.
掃羅見到史提反被害致死，掃羅嘅反應喺中文聖經形容到佢甚是喜悅。
Even Saul saw the death of Stephen, and the Bible described that he lived and cried out.
喺當中嘅時候，你會留意原來掃羅係一個咁樣嘅人。
You can see how Saul was at that time.
點解掃羅會咁做？
Well, how come Saul was behaved like that?
你會留意到，當耶穌嚟到人世間嘅時候，
You can notice when Jesus come to the earth,
佢嘅言論、佢嘅權柄影響到當時嘅法利賽人同埋祭司們。
So Jesus Christ's word have impact the Pharisees and also the peace.
好多人好跟隨咗耶穌而係好似以致影響到當時嘅猶太教。
So lots of Jewish follow Jesus and have big impact to the Jewish religions.
所以猶太教嘅人或者祭司、文士、法利賽人好想咩？殺咗耶穌咁就冇事啦。
So that's the reason the Pharisee or the teachers of that time or the Jewish teacher try to kill. That's the reason they want to kill Jesus Christ.
點知耶穌死後3日復活。
However, even though Jesus was died, but he rise after 3 days.
耶穌嘅復活對當時嘅猶太教有更大嘅影響。
And the rise of Jesus have even bigger impact to the Christian.
耶穌嘅復活差唔多推翻當時嘅猶太教。
And the rise of Jesus also turned the religions of Jews upside down.
為保當時嘅猶太教嘅時候，嗰啲嘅狂熱分子以致用暴力去驅趕當時耶穌嘅跟隨者。
In order to protect the religions, the Jews become violence to persecute the Christians.
掃羅
So Saul.
就係當時其中一啲嘅宗教狂熱分子。
So Saul was one of the person among those religious fanatics.
或者我哋從另一個角度睇，掃羅係為佢所信嘅猶太教好委身。
Well, you can see that Saul was really dedicated to his religion he believed.
為信仰委身係咪一個問題呢？
But dedicated to a religion or belief, is it a problem?
熱愛佢嘅信仰，為佢嘅信仰擺上，唔係一個問題。
This is not a problem to dedicate to your belief, but
但係掃羅嘅問題係乜嘢？
what's the real problem, Saul?
喺佢嘅信仰裏邊產生一啲嘅盲點。
But he has bright point in his belief.
點解我哋話掃羅嘅信仰產生啲盲點？
Why I say that?
乜嘢叫做信仰？
But what is a belief of
信
religion?
仰係建造人嘅生命。
Religion is trying to
讓
build.
自己嘅生命，讓別人嘅生命都能夠蒙祝福，呢一個係真正嘅信仰。
They try to build or help someone's life, and use our life to help and build someone else.
但係你會留意掃羅佢嘅表現，
But we look at Saul,
可能初時佢為佢嘅信仰好熱心、好委身，
or he may be very dedicated to his belief in the first place.
但係慢慢可以走過火咯。
But he's overdone with that.
佢甚至嘅時候咧，佢為咗佢覺得以為保護佢自己嘅宗教，以致佢同人口吐威嚇嘅話。
So he can even believe because he's protecting his religions, he can threat someone else.
捉人係開心嘅。
It's a joy to persecute someone.
甚至喺司提反嘅時人見人死，佢會開心。
Even it was a joy to see someone die.
信仰係咪要建造一個咁樣嘅人呢？
But do you think religion is to build up someone with a character like that?
如果個信仰係建造嗰啲人見人死見人唔好嘅，佢會歡喜嗰啲係叫做乜嘢嘅信仰？
Religious belief is a pressure or joy to see someone was persecuted or died. Then what kind of religion is it?
猶太教所嘅緊守嘅十誡係咪叫人不可殺人啊？
The Jews believe in the Ten Commandments. Is that one
嗱，
that
所
says
以
you
你
cannot
會
kill someone?
留意掃羅喺佢嘅信仰裏邊係有佢嘅盲點。
So I can say that Saul has his bright point in his belief.
呢個盲點係掃羅睇唔到嘅。
It's the bright point that he didn't realize.
呢個盲點係掃羅以為佢做一啲對嘅事情。
It's the bright point thing that makes Saul believe he's doing the right thing.
弟兄姊妹喺我哋嘅人生嘅裏邊，我哋都會有我哋嘅盲點。
Brother, sister, even in your life, we have our own bright
嗰
point.
啲嘅盲點係我哋自己唔察覺，別人睇到，可能為你去擔心。
The bright spot that we may not realize, but the people around us notice and worry about us.
呢啲嘅盲點可能開始嘅時候唔係盲點，但係走走下會變咗盲點。
Those blind spots maybe start as small and we don't, but then become big and have impact on you.
可能初時我要努力讀書，我要好好工作，
The first time we think, oh, I should work hard and study hard.
呢啲唔係問題。
There's nothing wrong with that.
但係可能喺慢慢就追求嘅過程裏邊，我哋會慢慢去不擇手段，用各樣嘅方法去建立你嘅財富，以至甚至害人害己。
But when we are tracing that, we use tactics that is harm someone else, or because we want to get the wealth we want.
或者我哋希望能夠我哋得到想要嘅嘢，我哋甚至用一啲嘅唔正確嘅渠道。
And also because we want to fulfill our desire, we use incorrect way or methods.
弟兄姊妹，原來喺我哋喺人生嘅路裏邊，我哋都會有我哋嘅盲點。
We in our life, we all have our own blind spots.
你嘅盲點係乜嘢？
Did you realize what's your blind
你有冇
spot?
留意你嘅盲點？可能你已經越走同正路越遠。
Do you realize that because your blind spot, you haven't been divided or separate from the righteousness?
主耶穌愛掃羅，
But Lord, God loved us, Saul.
佢喺異象中向掃羅顯現。
So Jesus appeared in the vision.
佢同掃羅第一句嘅説話，
The first sentence, God talked to Paul,
佢
talked
直
to
指
Saul.
掃羅，掃羅，
God said, Saul,
你為什麼逼迫我？
why do you persecute me?
耶穌直向掃羅講，佢嘅盲點，你係逼迫緊主耶穌。
So Jesus Christ told Saul directly that your blind spot was persecuting me.
可能掃羅唔知道逼迫緊邊個，但係耶穌話，所以佢問你係邊個啊？耶穌話：我就係你所逼迫嘅耶穌。
So Saul may not realize he was persecuting Jesus. So when Saul asked, so Jesus told him, I am Jesus.
耶穌喺呢個異象提醒掃羅，
In this vision, Jesus reminded Saul
你嘅盲點，
what your blind spots are.
你而家所做緊嘅嘢，同真正嘅信仰背道。
What you're doing right now, Saul, is against your belief.
你而家所做緊嘅嘢，你以為係攻擊緊信奉嘅人，其實你係攻擊緊主耶穌。
So what we're doing, this thing you're attacking the believer, but actually you're attacking Jesus.
耶穌讓佢知道，佢先至掃羅嘅主。
So Jesus wants Saul to know that he is the God of Saul.
耶穌除咗點醒掃羅之外，仲同佢話：你要起來，進城去，你所當作嘅事，必有人告訴你。
Jesus also tells Saul that now get up and go into the city, and you will be told what you must do.
耶穌指示掃羅新嘅方向。
So Jesus gives Saul a new direction.
你入到城唔係再係捉人啦，你入到城有一啲嘅新嘅任務俾你。
You get in the city not because of you want to persecute anyone anymore. There's a new direction for
聖
you.
經記載掃羅聽完之後，佢嘅眼睇唔見嘢。
The Bible describes that after Saul heard that he was blind.
聖經記載掃羅進到城嘅裏邊有3日3夜唔學。
So also the Bible said that for 3 days Saul was blind and did not eat or drink anything.
可能你會覺得好明白啦，突然之間見唔到嘢，都冇心機食嘢啦，係咪？有幾平嘅月餅我都唔想買嚟食啦，係咪？
So it's really understandable when you cannot see, you lost your appetite.
明唔明？有咩好嘅嘢我都唔想飲啦。
You lost appetite, then you don't want to eat and drink.
你如果你係掃羅，你嗰3日唔食唔喝，你做乜嘢？
But when you're Saul and you don't drink and eat for 3 days, what are you doing?
如果你同我嘅時候，可能我哋會休足嗰3日。
For us, we may just worry for 3 days.
我哋會擔心我哋將來會點呢？
We worry about what our future
我
will
哋
be.
嘅前路會點呢？
What will my
以後
life will
慢咗會點呢？
be. I'm blind now. What
可
can you
能
do?
可能突然之間好大嘅憂慮籠罩住自己。
So we'll be embraced or surrounded by all these worries.
你估掃羅啲3日3夜做乜嘢？
But do you know what Saul had been doing?
點解佢唔喝唔食？
Why he didn't eat and drink?
我哋聖經裏邊冇直接講，但係我哋睇到當亞拿尼亞去揾同亞拿尼亞講嘅裏邊，佢講話有一個人叫做掃羅，他正禱告。
So even though the Bible didn't mention directly, but the Bible said when Ananias visited him, Saul was praying.
原來掃羅與其我去憂慮，我去擔心，佢就善用呢幾日嘅時候，去安靜自己，去專心嚟到上主嘅面前，去尋求透過禱告尋求神自己嘅帶領，去透過禁食，去要尋求主喺佢人生裏邊真正嘅心意。
So instead of worrying for 3 days, Paul instead he was praying and fasting so he can seek the direction, the will of God.
弟兄姊妹，當你我嘅人生裏邊都可能面對好多我哋嘅轉變或者憂慮嘅情景。
So, brothers and sisters, you all face this challenge of life been changing and lots of struggles.
與其我哋讓憂慮籠罩住自己，不如我哋好似掃羅一樣，安靜自己，透過禱告嚟到上主嘅面前，尋求神自己嘅引導。
It is just worry, and we should that come before the Lord and pray and look for God's guidance.
今日就嚟到主嘅聖殿當中，將你嘅憂慮卸過俾神，透過禱告尋求神喺你嘅人生裏邊真正嘅帶領。
So today, let you cast all your worry and burdens to the Lord and through the prayer to get God's guidance.
你會留意呢段經文，當亞拿尼亞接觸掃羅為佢按手禱告之後，佢嘅眼好似有鱗片跌低，佢即刻睇見。
So when Paul changed, then you can see from the Bible that there is scale that fall from his eyes and he could see again.
佢睇見之後做乜嘢？
But when Paul or Saul get his sight, what did he do?
打邊爐
Start to eat again.
，barbecue。
We try to eat lots again.
佢睇見之後做咗一樣嘢。
Actually, he can see again, Paul did something.
聖經講，於是起來受了洗。
So Saul get up and was baptized instead.
當佢真正經歷主嘅引導嘅時候，佢第一個回應嘅時候，立即向主立志跟隨佢。
So when Saul can experience God's guidance, he immediately get up and affirm his faith and baptize.
我唔知會唔會掃羅喺3日禱告嘅裏邊，主啊，如果你醫治我，你俾我睇見嘅時候，我就立志跟隨你不改變，我即刻受浸。
I'm not sure when Paul prayed, did he cry out to God that, may I get your guidance, then when I know that, then I will get up and I will change.
好多人都係咁噶。
Actually,
當我有求於耶穌嘅時候，乜嘢都會應承。
When we need to cry to God, we have promised lots of things.
但係當耶穌幫助佢之後，又點樣呢？
But after God helped you, and how you respond to it.
但係掃羅唔同。
But we can see from Saul that.
掃羅係一個真正嘅漢子，當佢決定嘅時候，就立即嘅回應。
So Saul is when he will keep his promise and respond immediately.
喺掃羅嘅身上，我哋知道一件事：當我哋知道神嘅引導，我哋唔好再猶豫，又繼續猶豫啦，我哋就立定心志，即時作出回應。
So we can learn from Saul that when we know that God's guide is on us, then we should respond immediately and respond to God.
聽日過多2日啊，開學啊！
With the school open, another school year open, and start in 2 days.
開學可能喺好多人裏邊有好多嘅轉變啊！
There will be changes in their life when the new school year start.
有啲係 Grade 8去到 Grade 9度做 high school 啦
Some may be going to high school now.
嚇。有啲可能咧畢業之後就準備做工係咪？
Some may be graduate from the university and start searching for the job.
人生嚟到一個轉捩點嘅時候，我哋會睇方向。
When we, in our turning point of life, we will look for the direction.
喺每一個轉變嘅當中，認定神要你嘅方向。
In each turning point, we seek for God's direction on us.
乜嘢真正嘅方向係神想你要走嘅方向？
What is direction that God is wanted to follow?
掃羅經歷耶穌嘅提醒嘅時候，佢生命產生一個好大嘅改變。
When Saul get the guidance from God, his life has been changed a lot, has converted or transcended.
佢喺腓立比書裏邊分享佢自己一個嘅感受。
And Paul share his feeling in the book of Philippians.
喺腓立比書第3章第7節，保羅話：我以前以為與我有益，我現在因基督都當作有損。不但如此，我也將萬事當作有損，因我已認識我主基督耶穌為至寶。我為他已經丟棄萬事，看作糞土，為要得着基督。
So Paul said, but whatever was to my profit, I now consider loss to the sake of Christ. What is more, I consider everything a loss compared to the surpassing greatness of knowing Christ Jesus, my Lord. For those whose sake I have lost all things, I consider them rubbish, and that I may gain Christ.
耶穌幫助掃羅調教佢嘅方向。
So God had helped Paul to adjust his direction.
你唔係為短暫嘅成功嚟去滿足。
Paul's direction is not just fulfilled by a short-term satisfaction.
你唔係為喺個信仰裏邊別人讚你你好熱心而去滿足。
It's not something you're pleased by someone just tell you you are so engaged in your belief.
而係佢清楚佢為基督擺上，佢人生就為主而活，佢人生就好滿足。
Instead, Paul realized that his satisfaction of life is come from the peace of the God.
保羅一路走，一路去咁樣感覺，佢唔係覺得自己已經走完啦，走晒啦，佢只不過佢話忘記背後，努力面前，向着標杆直跑，要得神在基督耶穌裏邊從上邊召我來得嘅獎賞。
So God, even though his life was this way, but he also said that forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize of which God can call me heavenward in Christ Jesus.
我唔知你有冇睇奧林匹啊？
I'm not sure you have watched the Olympic.
我哋加拿大咧就睇翻加拿大嘢嘅啫。
As a Canadian, I just watched the Canadian sports.
加拿大咧唔知點解啊？加拿大嘅期望係4x100男子咧，好犀利啊！
So Canada has been targeted to get the prize from 4 times 100 means we leave.
但係點知咧？即係臨賽之前咧，個個睇其實加拿大都冇乜望，因為點解咧？個個都老啦嘛。
But when we look at all the age of all the runners, we don't expect that much.
個個期望咧，跑得最快嗰啲飛人喺邊度出嚟啊？美國。
Actually, everyone thinks that the fastest runner will be from the USA.
嚇！哇！美國真係跑得好快啊！
Actually, the runner from USA is really
快過加拿大好多。
We even run for sure. They run much quicker than the
但係
Canadian
點
one.
知美國嘅交棒嘅交唔到嘅時候就 disqualify 咗啊！
However, the USA team was disqualified.
點知加拿大咧唔理其他37-21係咁走，俾佢贏咗個金牌。
And the Canadian team keep their best and try and finish the whole competition and get the goal.
哇！訪問翻嗰啲人，你咩感受？我唔理幾多，總之我盡力去跑，個個都盡力去跑，4個都一齊盡力去跑。
And we asked those Canadian runners, "Oh, what you feel?" Oh, I just try to run my best to compete.
弟兄姊妹啊，我哋如果好努力去跑，好盡力去跑，但係跑錯方向，都係枉然。
Brothers and sisters, even though you are running very fast, but we're on the wrong direction, then we still not get to the destination.
無論你喺人生咩光景，
Doesn't matter what stage in your life you are.
喺段經文，讓我哋透過掃羅，
And through this passage,
讓我哋謙卑嚟到上主嘅面前，讓上帝去調整你人生嘅方向。
and come to the Lord today and humbly let God to adjust your life.
讓上帝引導你走一條正確嘅方向，呢個方向係佢為你所預備。
And humbly let God to adjust the right direction in your life, and the direction is God has prepared for you.
喺段經文，我哋睇第二個嘅人物。
And also in this passage, we look at the second person mentioned.
當掃羅喺禱告等待嘅期間，
And when Paul was praying and waiting,
有一個人物叫做亞拿尼亞。
this person called Ananias.
亞拿尼亞係一個好好嘅名。
It's a very nice name, Ananias.
亞拿尼亞嘅意思叫做耶和華係仁慈。
And Ananias means that
The Lord is merciful。
the-
佢會睇到主係好仁慈嘅時候，主同佢講説話。
and the Lord is so merciful that God will talk to you.
聖經形容呢個亞拿尼亞係主耶穌嘅門徒。
The Bible describes Ananias is the disciple of God.
門徒嘅意思係立定心志跟隨耶穌嘅人。
And Ananias means is affirm his belief to follow God.
主耶穌同亞拿尼亞講乜嘢？
So in Jesus Christ, what Jesus Christ told Ananias.
第11節嘅裏邊講話，主同佢講：起嚟啊，亞拿尼亞，往直街去，在猶大嘅家裏邊訪問一個大數人，名叫掃羅，他正禱告。
So the Lord told Ananias, go to the house of Judas on Strict Street and ask a man from Tarsus named Saul, for he is praying.
原來神要亞拿尼亞去揾掃羅為佢按手醫治。
So Lord asked Ananias to search for Saul and heal him.
如果係你會點做？
And if you were Ananias, what would you do?
亞拿尼亞第一個嘅反應，
The first response from Ananias
亞拿尼亞話：主啊，我聽見許多人講呢個人喺耶路撒冷多多苦害你嘅聖徒並且他在這裏有從祭司長來嘅一啲嘅權柄捆綁一切求告你嘅人啊！
Lord, I have heard many reports about this man and all the harm he has done to your saints in Jerusalem, and he has come here with authorities from the chief priests to arrest all who call on your name.
哇！亞拿尼亞唔係傻㗎，哇！我都收到風呢個掃羅唔係人咁品啊！你叫我去揾佢？
So Ananias is doubt or question that, oh, I know who that soul was and why, and I don't understand why you asked me to look for him.
呢啲嘅反應係好正常，
But this is really normal response.
所以你會留意耶穌冇鬧佢，
And then you can see that Jesus didn't kind of blame him.
但係呢一個反應，耶穌點樣回答？
But we will pay attention that how Jesus respond to Ananias.
耶穌同亞拿尼亞講：你只管去，他是我所揀選嘅器皿。
So the Lord said, "Go, this man is my true instrument to carry on my name before the Gentiles."
去啦，
Go,
清楚㗎啦，
go.
我叫你去就去啦。
Go. I know, and this is my kind of commandment.
嗱，你會留意點解聖經加在亞拿尼亞呢個片段？
So we pay attention why the Bible add Ananias in here.
好多時我哋淨係睇掃羅呢一個被呼召嘅經歷，
So most of the time we just call the experience, pay attention to Saul's experience.
但呢個異象亦都喺亞拿尼亞嘅身上有出現。
But also this vision also involve Ananias.
唔好忘記亞拿尼亞係一個主嘅門徒，
Remember that Ananias is God's disciple.
一個主嘅門徒好願意去服侍主，
Is a disciple of God. Is very willing to
好
serve Lord.
願意跟隨主。
They're very willing to follow God.
但有時同我哋嘅自我、我哋嘅諗法、同我哋嘅興趣、我哋嘅計劃、我哋嘅疑惑有背道、有唔同嘅時候，你會點做？
But when there's a conflict of the Lord's commandment with ourselves, our interest, or our benefit, what are we going to do?
你會點做？
How are we going to do?
你會唔會繼續去跟隨主，定係你按着你自己嘅心意，你自己以為對嘅路繼續去呢？
Or will you follow God's will, or you just do it your way?
呢段經文記載亞拿尼亞就去到揾掃羅。
And the Bible recorded Ananias follow and look for Saul.
當佢揾到掃羅嘅時候，為佢祈禱，掃羅隻眼就睇見。
And Ananias found Saul and prayed for him.
呢個人就
And
即
Saul can
刻
see
受
again.
浸。
And Saul baptized right away.
弟兄姊妹，亞拿尼亞又話啲咩嘅信息俾我聽？
So what the message we can get from Ananias?
當我哋每一個人話要跟隨主嘅時候，
When we all agree that we need to follow God,
你係咪願意聽從神嘅吩咐？
are you willing to follow God's commandments?
定係你只期望喜歡做你所喜歡嘅事？
And we just want to still do things in our own way.
當人認定神自己嘅吩咐嘅時候，跟住去做，你會見到屬靈嘅祝福。
When we know this is God's will and we follow, then we can see the blessing from God.
弟兄姊妹，你唔知你會唔會咁諗？
I'm not sure you think this way.
如果當日亞拿尼亞冇跟住去做，事情又會點？
If Ananias didn't follow God's commandment, what will happen?
你估會點？
Do you guess what will happen?
我好相信一樣，神會呼召，神會祝福掃羅，神會繼續祝福掃羅。
So I still believe God will still call Saul and bless Saul.
可能神叫吩咐亞拿尼亞唔聽，咁咪吩咐第二個咯，咁咪叫阿 Patrick 咯，係咪？
If Ananias didn't follow God, God will send someone else.
你明嘅意思嘛？亞拿尼亞咪冇咗個祝福咯。
Then Ananias will lose his blessing from God.
唔係神唔祝福亞拿尼亞喎。
It's not God didn't want to bless
因為
Ananias.
因為亞拿尼亞冇跟隨，個祝福留咗俾別人咯。
But because Ananias didn't follow, and then the blessing was given up to
點解
someone
好
else.
多時我哋覺得，哎呀，點解神俾嗰啲人咁多經歷啊，咁好嘅祝福啊？點解喺我人生裏邊又冇啊？
Sometimes we question, oh, how come God gives so many blessing and good thing to this person, and I didn't get them?
可能嗰啲嘅人去聽從主嘅吩咐，而我冇咯。
But do you realize that this person may follow God's commandment, but you didn't?
弟兄姊妹，今日我哋聽到主嘅吩咐，你要點樣作正確嘅決定？
Brothers and sisters, when we heard or knew the commandment from God, then what decision we make?
馬太福音第17章
On the Gospel of Matthew,
記
chapter
載
17.
一件好特別嘅事，耶穌同門徒幾個門徒上山耶穌喺禱告嘅時候變像，見到以利亞，見到摩西。
So the Bible recorded when Jesus was praying on the mountain with some of his disciples, and Jesus was transfigured, and there was also appear of Elijah and Moses.
門徒即刻嘅反應話：哎呀，耶穌呢度真係好啦！如果你願意我搭3座棚，一座為你，一座為摩西，一座為以利亞。
And this is such a good thing, with good place that with you, God, you want me, I can
Free shelter。
free shelter, that one for you, one for Elijah, one for Moses.
聖經裏邊有一個聲音同天上咁講。
And then there's a voice from the sky.
呢個聲音裏邊嘅聲音話：這是我嘅愛子，我所喜悅的，你們要聽他。
So there's a voice from the cloud said, "This is my son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him."
亞拿尼亞又帶俾我哋一個乜嘢嘅信息？
So what Ananias gave us a message
對一啲跟隨耶穌嘅人有咩信息？
for the follower of Jesus Christ. What is the message?
耶穌嚟到要調整我哋人生侍奉正確嘅方向，唔係做你自己喜歡做嘅事，而係神要你去做主所喜悅或者吩咐你嘅事。
So Jesus come to tell us what we should do. It's not something that we just want to do it ourselves or do our own way, and we should follow what God have told us to do.
你願意嗎？
And what will you do?
我哋最後睇另一個嘅角度。
And lastly, we study the first person
喺呢段經文裏邊，
or
我
aspect.
哋睇到主耶穌採取好多嘅主動。
And here we can see that Jesus was very active in this message.
耶穌主動向掃羅講説話，
Jesus was actively talk to Saul.
主動甚至當時嗰個掃羅係抗拒、叛逆、攻擊主耶穌嘅人。
Even Saul is a person who's been against and persecuting Jesus Christ.
呢位滿有仁慈嘅主係不斷同緊好多人去講説話，甚至嗰啲叛逆緊或者攻擊緊佢嘅人，神都用佢嘅慈繩愛索去牽引住佢。
Jesus, God is so merciful. Even the people has been persecuting him or against him, he still uses love to care for those people.
耶穌只有一個目的，
And there's only one.
佢希望掃羅行返一條正路。
There's only one will or one objective of Jesus, that he want to call Saul or any people to the
雖
right
然
path.
我哋唔認識佢，雖然我哋抗拒佢，神亦都期望你去行返一條正確嘅道路。
Even though the people may or may not know him or he may be against him, but God still want us to you or on the right path.
呢度係耶穌要帶俾我哋嘅信息。
This is the message from Jesus.
唔單止咁，我睇從亞拿尼亞嘅裏邊，我哋睇一啲嘅信徒。
So from Ananias, we also look at those disciples.
你話要立志跟隨主，
When you affirm yourself
你話
to
要
follow God,
你話要做耶穌基督嘅跟隨者，
when we submit ourselves to follow God,
亞拿尼亞話俾我哋聽，
Ananias told us,
侍奉主或者走主嘅路，可能同你嘅計劃、你嘅安排、你嘅心裏邊覺得可能有疑惑。
so to follow God, or that there may on this path, you may have doubt on this path.
只管聽從神嘅吩咐啦，
However, Ananias told us, we just follow his commandments.
神唔會害我哋嘅。
These will God will only do good thing for us.
神只管放心服侍主，
You should serve the Lord.
侍奉主係一條蒙恩嘅路，
Serve Lord is such a blessing thing.
主會看顧住我哋，
God will take care of us.
神會保守亞拿尼亞，神同樣保守每一個願意服侍佢嘅人。
God is willing to guide Ananias, and God will also willing to guide us.
耶穌基督
Jesus Christ,
呢位滿有慈愛嘅救贖主，
Jesus, such a merciful Savior.
喺佢在世嘅時候，當佢升天嘅時候，不斷透過各樣嘅方法去對人作出引導。
And when Jesus was on earth, or even when he was raising from death, and he also gave us the direction to help us.
路加福音第9章，當時一啲嘅法利賽人，一啲神憎鬼厭嘅法利賽人撒該。
So mentioned in Luke chapter 19, sacred quiet.
神呼召佢，
And even God called on him.
喺佢嘅經歷裏邊帶出一個好寶貴嘅信息。
And for him, there's a very important message.
甚至周圍嘅人覺得你唔應該幫佢救佢。耶穌同周圍嘅人話：人子來為要尋找拯救失喪嘅人。
So God said, for the Son of Man come to seek and to save what was lost.
呢個就係耶穌嘅心。
And this is the heart of God,
耶
Jesus Christ.
穌願意嚟到人世間就係尋找嗰啲走迷嘅人。
And Jesus Christ is willing to come on earth to seek for the one who lost.
路加福音第5章，
And also mentioned in Luke chapter 5.
當時嗰啲門徒去打魚，
And then the disciple was fishing.
打唔到魚啦。跟住聽耶穌講完道嘅時候，
And they can't catch any fish.
耶穌叫佢落網啦。
And then Jesus asked them to put your net.
嗰啲嘅門徒裏邊話：哎呀，我打慣魚個，我熟悉打魚個喎。你叫我打咗成晚都冇，你叫我落網。
The disciples said, "Oh, I'm the fisherman. Haven't been able to catch anything. Then you want me to put the net again?"
嗰班門徒聽耶穌話，
Anyway, the disciple follow Jesus Christ.
落網嘅時候，嗰個網哇爭啲爛啊，好多魚。
And then they put the net, and then they catch lots of fish, and so much the net was broken.
耶穌對班門徒講：你以後要得人啊！
So then Jesus told the disciple, in the future, you will catch men,
弟兄姊妹，
brothers and sisters.
耶穌基督嚟到人世間，
Jesus Christ come to earth,
對未信嘅人發出呼召，對信佢嘅人繼續去引導。
to call on all the non-believers and also guide all the believers.
約翰福音第10章裏邊形容到耶穌係好牧人，耶穌係羊嘅門。
So on the Gospel of John, chapter 9, the Bible describes God is the good shepherd.
第10節裏邊講話，盜賊來無非是偷竊、殺害、毀壞。耶穌話：我來了是要叫羊或人得生命，並且得的更豐盛。
So verse 10 said, the thief come only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have to be the full.
可能你過去抗拒耶穌，
You may be in the past against the
耶
Lord.
穌願意進到你人生裏邊去引導、去呼召你，願意你蒙得到一個豐盛嘅人生。
But Jesus still comes into your life and call you, and so you can get a full life.
可能你已經係一個基督徒，
And you may be a Christian already,
但可能你只係走緊你自己喜歡嘅路。
but you may still walking on your own way.
一個耶穌基督嘅跟隨者係聽從主嘅吩咐，
And the follower of Jesus Christ is to be a follower of God's commandment.
放心讓你嘅人生交喺主嘅手，
Just give your life to God
因
without
為
doubt.
神唔係淨係叫你活咁簡單，神係期望你活得一個豐盛嘅人生。
Jesus not just want you to have a life, you also have an abundant life.
呢個先至係一個蒙恩嘅嘢。
And this is just a blessing life.
大馬色嘅異象，
the vision of Damascus.
掃羅話俾我哋聽，
So to us,
神會進到我哋嘅人生，調教我哋人生正確嘅方向。
God will get into our life and adjust our life so we can on the right direction.
透過亞拿尼亞話俾我聽，神會嚟到喺你侍奉嘅人生嘅歷程，調教你嘅方向。
And Ananias told us that God will get into life and help you to get the right direction in your ministry.
耶穌話俾我哋聽，
And through Jesus, we are told,
只有謙卑自己，聽從主嘅吩咐，你能夠得到一個不一樣嘅人生。
we should humble ourselves and follow God's commandment, and then we will get all the blessings.
唯有你將你嘅人生交喺主耶穌嘅手，
The only way is we have dedicate our life to the Jesus Christ,
你生命先至能夠更新鋭變。
and then our life can be transformed and transcend.
更新鋭變唔係單係一個口號或者一個方向，
The transcension or transformation is not just a slogan,
而係讓我提醒我哋，將我哋人生時時刻刻交喺主嘅手，讓佢帶領你走該走嘅路。
it's a reminder for us that we also dedicate our life to the God's hand and let God to guide us.
主俾我哋有睇見。
God let us to see the vision.
今日你嘅異象係乜嘢？
So what you vision you have,
讓耶穌成為你心中嘅王，成為你嘅異象。
may Jesus Christ be your vision.